Welcome, everybody, to LYN Live. And you know what that stands for? Live Younger Now. And that is what we are doing. And tonight we've got such a special program for you because tonight is all about iHercules high frequency eye patches. And we have with us tonight the bioenergetic specialists, Sally and Adam, who will give us the really deep dive into what's in these and what they do. I am honored to be here. I love these amazing bioenergetic high frequency eye patches. They have been in coming to us for over 50 years. I mean, this started out as a challenge to find the cause of aging and all of our issues. And it had to be all plants. And what we've got here today are absolutely the most amazing molecular plant molecules. And it took them almost 30 years to this science team out of Europe that studied all of the plants and figured out how to do something I don't think anybody's done, and that is go into the quantum structure of plants. Locate, isolate, remove, and study every molecule. And there's 1,000 molecules in almost every plant. And so they ended up with 44 of the most powerful plants on the planet and the top molecules from those. And that is what has created this amazing iHercules. And in these plant molecules have been put into these high frequency patches that bathe our bodies in these plant molecule frequencies all day long. And the kinds of experiences we have been having have been amazing. We have tonight Sally and Adam. I'd like to say welcome and say hi.
Thank you for having us. We're honored to be here.
Oh, we're so happy to have you. Your information about what each one of these does is amazing. I want to ask Donald we have a new video. It's a 4-minute video that is our international video about the eye patches. Could you play that for us? And then we'll go into every single one and what they do.
What was once exclusive to the elite is now accessible to the common person. Quantum waves of nutrition that supports the regeneration systems of the body. Over 50 years of research and development have focused not just on identifying the top plants on the planet, but also on discovering the most beneficial molecules and their frequencies from these plants, and understanding their effects on the human body. This research has led to the creation of remarkable products based on specific molecule frequency technology, which utilizes particular plant molecules frequencies that serve as food for the body. iHercules high-frequency eye patches are bioenergetic discs that, when placed on the body, help alleviate various symptoms such as pain and inflammation, stress and anxiety, energy, sleep, male vitality, female vibe, joint pain and inflammation, allergy relief, electronic chatter, weight loss and appetite suppressant, and mental clarity. They also carry the iHercules frequencies and grounding frequencies protecting us from electronic chatter, like cell phones, Wi-Fi, and 5G, allowing the body to bathe in these molecular frequencies all day. Let's start with the fundamental science. Life is in the blood, and the building blocks of blood come from food. Only food can create lasting change in the body. Specific molecule frequency technology means that the high-frequency molecules remain unchanged from their structure within the plant. As a result, the body doesn't need to break them down or digest them. They can immediately go to work. This allows the body to use its energy for healing rather than digestion, enabling it to utilize frequency from these molecules at an extremely elevated rate. The products created from this research into blood-supporting molecules are iHercules high-frequency eye patches. iHercules was developed to support the body's 3 systems of regeneration: the vascular system, including microcirculation, the immune system, and your self-stem cells. Microcirculation feeds all the nutrients in the body, all the way down to the cells of our body. By supporting specific molecule frequencies for the blood, the body is naturally able to alleviate the crud in the blood. Healthier blood heightens your immune system. This is key to all the functionalities of our body, including eliminating zombie cells. Zombie cells are damaged cells in the body that just will not die, but they use nutrients and excrete toxins, which create more zombie cells. The only thing that can eliminate these cells are your own uplifted immune system. iHercules feeds specific molecule frequencies to support stem cell production throughout the body, offering the chance for a longer life. At 30 years of age, only half of a person's stem cells are active, and by age 60, very few are active. With a heightened immune system and healthier blood, your self-stem cells are able to become new cells at an elevated rate, which is also how our bodies regenerate naturally. This is not anti-aging, it's reverse aging. What we are talking about is feeding plant molecule frequencies to the core systems that God gave us to regenerate. iHercules high-frequency eye patches are for the symptoms of life. iHercules is the core product, and it aims to provide a lasting solution. The proof is in the product's effectiveness. What the elite have known for years is now becoming available to the public. Better health leads to a better future.
Oh, thank you for that. And,
Nice.
I've been in natural healing and energy medicine for more than 50 years. And oh my gosh, this is the answer. Nikola Tesla said, you want the answers in the universe. You go to frequency, energy, and vibration. And that's what these high frequency patches are: frequency, energy, and vibration that feed our energy field with specific plant molecules and frequencies that nobody's ever done before. And Sally and Adam are bioenergetic specialists who have brought these to us, put these together for us. And I would like to have them share their information with us now. And let's just go from, talk about your experience with this to start with, and then let's just go. We've got 11 different types of patches. Let's go through all of them and what are the frequencies that are in them.
Okay. Well, we've been doing, working with frequencies I have for over 15 years now. And to me, frequencies just make sense. You don't, like your video showed, you don't have to go through the digestive system. So we take subharmonic frequencies and we infuse them into a patch. The top layer is a substrate that holds the frequency so that when you put it on your body, it actually goes into your energy field or your aura, and your body picks and chooses which of the frequencies it wants at any given time. And then the bottom layer is a Band-Aid material made by 3M, so it's hyperallergenic. So most people don't have a sensitivity to it. It's very easy to wear. And it's really nice. You change them every 3 days. So they're just extremely effective. You can use them on infants. You can use them on elderly. There's especially very sick people or people who just have a lot of issues. They don't have to digest them. They don't have to take pills 3 times a day. So they just are a lifestyle change for people that is just naturally stimulating their body to do what God created it to do and to move forward into health.
Well said. I am so pleased with this. I wasn't excited when I heard we were having patches because I've tried a lot of others and I haven't been all that impressed. And when I first put on one of these and felt the frequency, felt the change in my body, felt being bathed in these frequencies, within 10-15 minutes, I was absolutely amazed. And the kinds of testimonials we've been getting. I mean, just the other day, I had a friend come over. She had really she was cramping. She wasn't sure she should even stay. And I put on a stress and anxiety patch on her. And within a matter of minutes, she sat down and she went, oh, wow. I mean, she was like speechless because she
Yeah.
felt it that quickly. Um, let's talk about how these actually bathe the body and what they're bathing the body in, because every one of these has so many different types of frequencies that your body
Yeah.
can just pick and choose from. That's the neat thing too, is, I mean, it's got, they talked about iHercules, and these are the top molecules from 44 of the most powerful plants on the planet. We've got all of those frequencies. That's the major part of this, isn't it?
Yes, it is. And that's also what makes this so special because besides the way that the patches are made and designed, which is truly unique, nobody else has the iHercules frequencies and patches. And it's really a phenomenal product that helps a lot of people because of the things that it can do. So with the iHercules being all of those 44 nutrients being in the patches, they're we've also added some other things that are in every single patch. So you have all of those nutrients, so you don't have to run around and, eat salad 5 times a day to try to get all of the nutrients that you're going to get. What we've given you is the energetic signature, and your body reacts to that the same as if you have taken it in. So it will react the same. The energetic signature, when someone eats something or they take a supplement, your body actually breaks it down to the energetic signature. So we just start there. So you get the energetic signature that when you place the patch on your body, it has an array of different frequencies depending on which patch you've taken and placed on. And then your body gets to pick and choose out of that smorgasbord of frequencies exactly which one and how much it wants at any given time. So you don't have to try to remember, what dose do I take or how many do I take, or gosh, I'm not feeling good today, maybe I need a little more or a little less. Your body is naturally made to know what is the proper amounts, and so it will just pull in the proper frequencies and utilize what it needs to.
And it is so easy to just put on a little patch, and you wear these for 3 days. You put it on your left side of your body because that's where energy comes in. And for 3 days, whether you're swimming, or I'm swimming in the ocean here, or whether you're showering or whatever, or sauna, I mean, they're just going to stick on there.
Yeah.
They
and
do.
and that makes it so easy. And we know that frequencies are the answer now. So besides the frequencies from iHercules, there are frequencies that deal with the energetics of our cell phones and our computers and 5G. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, we've put a little bit of those frequencies in every patch because obviously people are bombarded by those every day. So in order to be at your maximum, you need to be grounded and have some grounding frequencies. So we've added some grounding frequencies that are going to help. We've also added some hops bush that also has a lot of medicinal properties to it. So it just helps to support your body. We've also added the frequencies of the Mother Earth minerals. So it's going to help your body because Mother Earth minerals are exactly what we need on a daily basis. And if you get stressed and you need some magnesium, well, we're going to give you the frequencies of that so that it's going to help your body to be able to calm down because it's going to have the frequency of the magnesium.
But if
And
my
then we
body
also,
doesn't need magnesium, it's not going to take it. That's the
No,
nice
it'll
thing about this.
yeah,
it'll ignore that frequency.
yeah.
Yeah,
And then
cool.
we also put some frequencies from the macrocarbo tree, and those are actually very good frequencies. It's a tree that has been around in California for years and years, and it helps with negative energy. So it's going to help you with all of the negative things coming against you every day. It's going to help with that. And because these frequencies are so they're subtle, but yet they're powerful. We wanted to put some of those in every patch because whether you're dealing with, your joints or your pain or stress, everyone needs those frequencies and can benefit with them. And they just go right along and complement the Hercules. So it's kind of a little package of its own in every single patch that we've designed.
Awesome. I didn't even know that. That's the first time you've told me that one. Let's go through the 11 patches and share what they are being used for. Do you know which one? What's the one that sells the most?
Pain and inflammation.
Okay, let's talk about that one first.
Okay. Well, the pain and inflammation patch does exactly what it says, but it does so much more. It helps with pain and it helps with inflammation. And inflammation is actually becoming more studied, and it's one of the leading causes of a lot of illnesses and diseases. They start with inflammation, and people have inflammation in their body that don't even realize it. So really, even if someone doesn't have pain, the pain and inflammation patch is an excellent one to start with and to utilize because we all, just about everybody has inflammation in their body. But then we also put specific frequencies that do help people that have more of a pain issue too. So there's frequencies in there that are going to help nerve inflammation, because a lot of times when you have pain, you also have nerve inflammation. They kind of go together. Yep. So we've added frequencies for that. We've added frequencies of a tens unit. So a tens unit is frequencies from 10 to 50 hertz. And we've added those frequencies that it's going to be to your body like you were sitting with a tens machine all day long, but all you have to do is have the patch on. And then we also put some patchouli oil frequencies in there. So that's going to help with more of the anti-inflammatory responses and help with the inflammation. And so instead of having to take the oil or do different things, we put the frequency in there. We've also put the frequency of arnica, which is a very popular homeopathic remedy for pain. So you have the frequencies of the arnica in there. And then we also put some yellow light frequencies in there. When you take a yellow light that has an element, not like a bug light that you buy at your hardware store, but you actually take a yellow light that has an element and you can put it on an area, like say if you broke a bone, and it will actually stimulate healing. And so we've put the frequencies of the yellow light in there so that it will really help people to stimulate healing in their body wherever it is that they need it. And it will also help, the yellow light will help with lymphatic flow. And that also is another area that as you get your lymph system flowing, that really can help your body to heal. So those are just some of the frequencies. Obviously, we can't talk about all of them because they're proprietary to the company, but that tells you kind of a nice array of what we've added in there and how helpful it can be to people.
And I have gotten so many, 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 many testimonials of people who, have walked around with pain for years and put on a patch, and all of a sudden, oh my gosh, my shoulder works again. We had one of our chiropractors hurt his foot going into the office, and he thought he was going to have to cancel his clients that day. And he put on a patch, and it was like, okay, I'm okay now. This is so fun. And it's for everybody, little children. Oh my gosh. When my grandkids get boo-boos, they're 3 and 4, and they're boys, so they get a lot of them. An a pain and inflammation patch is like one of it. It's our first aid kit right there. That's all you need.
Yeah. That's nice. I actually have a personal testimony on that. I broke my toe and I immediately I put 2 pain and inflammation patches on because you can wear 2 of them if you have a real acute need and you need to, and you put one on your upper left side, and then you can either put one on your upper right side or right on the issue. So I put one on my upper left side and I put one right on my toe. It was my little toe, so nobody does anything about that. And I put it on and I kind of forgot about it. And I was moving, so I was up a lot on my toe. And when it was time to change my patch, and I had used patches, for years, so I knew better. But I was like, wow, this thing, I just don't have any pain. So I don't need this patch anymore. So I took it off and I got in the shower, and I was probably in there 5 minutes and I couldn't wait to get out. The pain just came rushing back. And I was like, oh my goodness, that patch is really doing something. I couldn't wait to get out, put another one on, and I put it on. A few minutes later, it calmed down and I didn't have pain again. So
Wow.
they're very effective.
Yep, they are. Yes, they are. So what's the second most popular patch?
I would say probably the electronic chatter.
Really? Let's
Yeah.
talk about that one.
Yeah, that one actually, I mean, it's really good, but it kind of surprised me at how popular it was. I thought it would be one of the very popular ones, but I was just really surprised at how everybody is just loving it. But this world that we live in with 5G and Wi-Fi and cell phones and microwaves and just everything coming against us, I think people are really looking for balance in their lives. So many people live in the cities, they don't walk out in the grass anymore with their bare feet. And so we're just looking for those grounding frequencies that are going to help bring us back to nature and to balance in our lives. And so some of the frequencies that we have in the electronic chatter iHercules eye patch is frequencies that are going to help to balance your yin and your yang and your chi. So that's going to really help to ground yourself and to just bring you back into balance. Also, we have frequencies that are going to help you to become more attuned with nature. So if you don't have a chance to get out in nature, it's going to help you. If you do have a chance to get out in nature, it's just going to help you to really be able to revitalize and notice that you're in nature.
Mhm.
We also have frequencies in there that are going to help your chakras and your meridians to open and to flow. And those are your energy pathways that are in your body. And they're not like your circulatory system that you can see, but they're actual energy pathways that when those get blocked, then you can be tired, have issues and different things. So we put frequencies in there that are going to help to open those up.
I
And
was
then I
really
just love,
surprised. I was really surprised. I heard Adam say that about opening up the meridians and the chakras the last time because I didn't associate that with energetic chatter. But I mean, that's really become one of my favorite patches too. And it's because of the way it works with our energy and the fact that
yeah.
it bonds us more to nature. Oh my gosh, I love you guys for doing this. This is amazing.
Well, thank you. You learn something new every week.
Yeah.
Well, then I also love the gems, just not only because they're beautiful, but because they're just so healing for people. So we also put the frequencies of diamond and onyx in the patches because that's really helping you to be grounded, removes blockages in your energetic system. So it's just something else that's really going to help you. There's a little bit more hopsbush in this one. So we put some different frequencies of hopsbush that are really helpful with that excess negative energy and to kind of because what you want to do is you want your innate energy to flow properly, but you want the negative energy to be repelled because it's when we take on the negative energy that we start feeling, depressed and overburdened and tired. And so we want to kind of block that so that, we become in our own little shield and bubble when we have the patch on. And then we have frequencies in there that are going to help you bring um your system back to now to balance,
Yeah.
to homeostasis. And also then we put frequencies in that are going to help the EMF and the EMR, because those are a lot of negative frequencies that constantly block us. And Adam and I have kind of a funny little story. We went out to dinner one night and we had a patch and we had actually put it on our keychain because then we always had it with us. And it was the electronic chatter. And we were sitting outside on a patio and there was people leaving in droves because the bugs were getting them. And we had almost this invisible little barrier around us. We could see the bugs get just so far and then they take off the other way. And we sat out there the whole night and nothing.
It was literally hilarious. I mean, it was like we had an invisible tent, an invisible dome around us that no insects could come in and bug us. It was strange.
It was really hilarious.
I love that.
We just sat out there and enjoyed watching the bugs all night while everybody else was leaving. But anyways, we also have frequencies in there to help your polarity. And the polarity is the electromagnetic spin of your cells. And so when that gets off, when they're spinning not in synchronization like they should be and in the proper direction, that can really cause you to be off. Some people might recognize it by, you say, oh, I got up on the wrong side of the bed, or everything's going wrong today, or I'm just a klutz. A lot of times it's just your polarity that's off, and it can be remedied by putting on one of the eye patches. And then we also have frequencies on there that are going to help with geopathic stress, because we have things in the earth that are very grounding and good. And then there's also things that, come against us that are negative. And so this helps with the geopathic stress. And um, so those are some of the frequencies that we've put in the chatter protection, electronic chatter protection. So you can
Wow.
see why it's such a popular one, because there's just so many good frequencies in there to really bring people back into balance and harmonize.
You see what I'm doing? I just took out an energetic chatter and I'm going to put that on me right now. Don't
When
you all
we're
want one right now?
when Sally and I go to conferences and stuff, it's the electronic chatter that we don't tell anybody what it is, but that's the one that we give away because everybody, especially at like a conference where you've got a bunch of machines going and you're under all the fluorescent lights and everything is just yeah. You put that on and it works immediately on 90% of the people, and they just really notice it. So if you are in a situation like that, that's a great patch to use to introduce the patches to people.
Oh,
Yeah.
good to know. So,
It's
Adam,
it's one of the ones that when someone puts it on, they feel it right
Yeah.
away, because it depends on how attuned people are to energy, but some of them they don't feel right away. That's one that you can. So if you really want to go out and share it and spread it and, talk to people and get them excited, that's a really good one, especially if you don't tell them. And what we do is we say, on a scale of 1 to 10, tell me how you feel. How foggy is your brain? Do you have a headache? Do you feel balanced? And just kind of get them to answer some questions. And then we put the patch on them, give them 10 or 15 minutes. And a lot of times we don't even say anything to us and they come walking out and they're like, I can feel this. What are you doing? I got to know what's in it. So it's just a really nice one to introduce to people.
I love that. We waited till the very last one to talk about it last time. And I'm so
Yeah, we
glad that
did.
you're bringing that up. So, Adam, I want to ask you, what's your favorite patch?
My favorite patch is probably the mental clarity.
Yeah. So,
In actuality, it was one of the first patches I used. I was back a long, long time ago. I was diagnosed with adult ADD, and of course, the medical community's solution for that is to give you, I think it was Wellbutrin. So I had Wellbutrin, but and I could think my head wasn't cloggy, but I couldn't get out of bed. Right, so they gave me something else to give me the energy to get out of bed. So I did that for a year or two, and then I just decided that I'd put up with having a foggy head because didn't really want to live with taking medicine. So I that was one of the first ones that Sally introduced to me, and it just really cleared up the fog, and it's just a wonderful patch. Because if you suffer from brain fog, or if your thoughts are going so quickly that you can't even see them anymore, this is the perfect patch for you. It'll help with confusion, with loss of focus. It's just really a great patch.
It's a wonderful one for kids with ADD, ADHD. You have a little kindergartner that's all wiggly, and first grader, going back to school in the first couple of weeks are hard because they want to be out playing. Put a patch on them and it can really help them to focus. Have high school kids that are taking exams, really good to help them. Plus, you can just wear it every day, but those are just some specific instances where it's really nice and helpful for people to wear them.
And the patches are safe for kids. It's not going to. I mean, their bodies will act the same way ours are. It won't accept anything that's harmful to it. So, it cannot hurt them. It's impossible. It can only benefit them.
we have had a lot of testimonials of parents of children with ADD and just behavioral issues that just kind of calms them down and gets them more focused. And with a lot of parents, I've heard them say they'll put it on their child's like shoulder and back, so and just pat them on the back and go, oh, good, so they don't know it's there, so they're not going to pick it off.
Yeah, the electronic chatter is a good one to go along with the mental clarity, but I've been putting patches on my grandkids for years. And one time I put one on my grandson and he came up to me, he was about 5, and he says, Grandma, why are you always putting those stickers on me? Because he had a few of them, but they loved them.
They work.
Yeah.
They work.
Yeah.
All right. What's
So the frequencies and the mental clarity, we have some frequencies that are going to help with confusion. So we want to, help to bring your mind back into a more settled state. Loss of focus. Some of these Adam has told you. It also helps with sensitivity disorder. That seems to be kind of a more emerging problem where people are really sensitive, whether it's to noise or fabrics or whatever. And this will help to calm that down with putting specific frequencies in for sensitivity. We also have frequencies in there that will help mental fatigue. So especially if you have a long day at work or you have a lot that you have to accomplish and you put it on, it'll really help you to get through your day and not be as fatigued as you might have been without it. There's also frequencies in there for to help with an inability to concentrate. So there's frequencies specifically to help people to concentrate, to be able to think more clear. It also calms excess energy. So a lot of people don't realize that you can have excess energy, and that's what's causing some of these issues. So we put frequencies in there that are going to help to calm your mental focus and your clarity down so that you can get rid of the excess energy so that you can really be able to focus on what you need to focus on. And then also there's the daydreamers, the indecisive people, people who are really vague. We put frequencies in there to help them. So if you're one of those people that will really help you, or if you know someone, you could give them a patch and say, hey, try this, and maybe you'd notice and not become so frustrated with them, because sometimes people can be very frustrating when you work with them or whatever. But we tried to put enough frequencies in there that was really going to help everybody to just be more balanced and to be able to think more clear and to be able to focus so they can get done whatever it is that they're trying to get done or do throughout their day.
And
So
the
that's
thing,
kind of
these
what
have
that one
all of
is.
the frequencies of Hercules, all of those top
Yeah.
molecules from 44 of the most powerful plants on the planet on top of that. I mean,
Yeah.
and
So that
someone
makes
sorry.
that makes these just even more effective because they all have the Hercules
Well,
frequencies in there.
and that's the one way that what we do can never be duplicated, because it's the combination of the Hercules and then all the other frequencies that Sally puts in there. So it's impossible for somebody else to come up with the same thing. Can't
Oh,
happen.
no kidding. No kidding. Since it took them nearly 50 years to be able to isolate and study every one of those frequencies, and I
Yeah.
know that you've taken those and you've taken the frequencies directly from those plant molecules. So, I mean, this is,
Yeah. So this is, I mean, they're really one of a kind that New Extracts has, and they're the only ones that have them that
Yeah.
you will not find other patches that are this effective and this good, because they don't have the frequencies of Hercules in it and all of those plant-based molecules.
somebody just asked, what about someone with dementia? Would you use the mental clarity?
I would. I actually used it on my dad. He had a lot of PTSD and he had a lot of confusion, and I would put the mental clarity on him. He had a lot of digestive issues, so he had a hard time taking supplements. And we put that on him, and it seemed to calm him down and balance him and just helps him to get through the day because they can think a little better.
I would probably combine that with the stress and anxiety.
Let's talk about the stress and anxiety. That's one of my favorite ones. And it's my dog's favorite too. Uh, we've had, I live in Florida, and we've been having, hurricanes go right by us. And every time there's storms, she gets really shaky and nervous. And I don't want to give her any medications, or, I mean, I won't. And
Yeah.
so I put a stress and anxiety patch around her collar. And then I just put a little piece of tape around that to make sure it stayed there.
Yeah.
And in the middle of this storm, where, I mean, this is an 80-pound golden doodle sitting on my lap going, oh, and within 5 minutes or so, she honestly, she took a big deep breath and went and
Yeah.
quit shaking. I mean, it was like, oh my God. This is so amazing. Frequencies are the answer. Yay, Tesla.
They
It's
are, they're the wave of the future, and everything is frequency. So,
yeah,
whether it's the way your heart pumps, how your glass is made, it's all frequency. And so we've just captured that and put it into a patch. And another good use for dogs, while you were talking about dogs, you can also use it on dogs that are afraid of fireworks
yeah,
or loud bangs and things. It can really
yeah,
help them. And we've had people take a little, like one of the little name tag things that they put their dog's name and,
Dog tag.
yeah,
yeah.
dog tag, their phone number. And we've actually had people put the patch right on that too and put it on their dog's collar. That's another good way that you can actually get it on your dog and give them the benefits of it. And with the stress and anxiety, we have some different frequencies in there that are going to help to calm you down, like you found with your dog. We also have the frequencies of serotonin and dopamine. And dopamine is the hormone that you get that you feel excited and you feel motivated and you want to get going. And then your serotonin is where you want to feel happier and more focused. And so they kind of work in conjunction together. And so we've put the frequencies of serotonin and dopamine in the stress and anxiety patch.
That's interesting because I wouldn't think, stress and anxiety, I think is going to calm me down, but dopamine to get me excited and to get me moving. I mean, that's
Yeah.
good to know.
Yeah. While you're calm, you can get moving and get the things done that
Well,
you
and
need
that's
to.
one that
We,
so many parents are using on their children.
yeah, it's a really popular one. We've also put some frequencies in there to help with relaxation. So sometimes people get in that flight or fight and they don't know how to get out of it and they're just constantly in a state of stress. So there's frequencies in there that are going to help them to relax, and it naturally does it. So, if you're out running a mile, you're not going to just, oh, I got to lay down because I'm relaxing. It's going to work with you in exactly what you're doing, but you can do it in a non-stressed way and in a way that's relaxed and you just kind of flow. So that's what the different frequencies are going to help do. And then we also put in this one frequencies that are going to help with that nervous energy again, so that you don't have the excess of, nervous energy that's going to be getting in the way of all of the good frequencies bathing your body. So once again, we've tried to, fulfill everything so that we put it all the frequencies in there that are really going to help along with the plant-based molecules, so that it really is one of a kind and just a real good thing that it helps people.
What about for adrenals? Which one would you recommend?
I would do the stress and anxiety and
That's
also the mental clarity. So that's why a lot of times it's just really beneficial to wear two or three of them, because they all work together in conjunction with each other. And so you really get, the best of everything. And you can, you could wear four or five if you wanted to. Normally we say two or three or four is really a good number. And you just put them next to each other. You don't want them to overlap on the skin. You just want them next to each other. And then they all work in conjunction and bathe your body with the frequencies, and it picks and chooses what it wants. And you really get a full spectrum balance of energy to really help your system.
And somebody did ask whether whether there were any two patches that didn't work together, and the answer is no. That they're all designed to be complementary to each other and not adversely affect each other.
okay. Let's go to weight management and appetite suppressant. That's a
Yeah, that is
popular
a very
one.
popular one too.
Boy, and it works.
Especially as you get older, who doesn't want to lose weight?
That was one I was going, I wonder if that's really going to do anything. And oh my goodness. Yeah.
Yeah, we've had some really nice, exciting testimonials with this one too. But it does exactly what it says. It helps to boost your metabolism while helping to suppress your appetite. And once again, it does it naturally. And with the appetite suppressing, what it does is it also helps with emotional eating, stress eating. A lot of us are stress eaters. It's like, oh, I had a rough day. The first thing I'm gonna do is go to the kitchen and see what I have for dessert. So this will help to just balance your body out so that you don't feel as stressed and a need to eat.
Somebody
And
just said it got rid of my sugar addiction, and somebody else said decreased my Grubhub buys.
That it will do. And then some of the frequencies that we put in there, besides the ones I've mentioned, is it will help to, it helps your body to assist and metabolize and break down fat. Because a lot of times, different things, age, hormones, if you dieted a lot and starved yourself when you're younger, your body thinks it has to hold on to everything. There's a lot of reasons why we need to increase our metabolism. And so we put frequencies in there that are going to help to break down the fats and for mobilization in your body. We also put frequencies that are going to give you energetic balance. And you'll hear that we talk a lot about harmony and balance in the patches, because when your body is balanced and it's in harmony, that's when you have the optimal a way that you can heal, and that your body will naturally heal itself, which is how we were designed. So we tried to put a lot of different frequencies in here that are going to really help you to be able to optimize that with your energetic balance. And then we put frequencies in there of Garcinia, and that one also promotes weight loss, suppresses your appetite. And that one, a few years ago, it was really popular in a supplement, and now you can have the frequency of it without having to take the supplement. Another one is green tea, which also helps with your fat metabolism, and it will help with with your emotions, and just to kind of balance your hormones and help you with that. So that's why we put the green tea in there. Another thing that we put is red raspberry leaf, and that's another herb that really helps to to stabilize your hormones, because hormones play a big issue with weight loss. And so we want to help what we can to balance the hormones. And then we put something in there that's going to help with your pH, because when your pH is at the proper level, that helps your digestive system, which helps your metabolism, which helps you to metabolize the fat. So we wanted to put frequencies in there that will help to balance your pH. We also put frequencies in there of enzymes, because as we get older, our body doesn't have as many enzymes. So we have more trouble breaking our food down and digesting it. So we put frequencies of all the different enzymes in there that will help your body to digest and utilize the food. And then what I said before with the emotional eating and cravings, and it will help with that too. So we kind of tried to put everything in there that we needed to, that were really going to help people to be able to lose weight and suppress their appetite, and just to assist them to live healthier.
Aren't you all thinking, man, I want all of these?
And somebody asked if they get changed out every 24 hours. No, that you put the patches on the left side above your waist. We suggest upper arm, your shoulder, or for you ladies, under your bra on the left side. And they get exchanged every 72 hours, so every 3 days.
All right. So somebody was asking about her knees, and we haven't talked about the patch for joint pain. Can you talk about that one?
Yeah.
Yeah. That one is different from the pain and inflammation. So we find that some people like both the pain and inflammation and the joint, some only like one or the other. And so what the joint pain is, we have specific frequencies in there that will help reduce trauma. Because a lot of times you can have trauma to our joints, if you played sports, or, you were in an accident or something. So we have trauma. And so we've put specific frequencies in there to help trauma. And then we put the TENS frequencies in there again, similar to the pain and inflammation, because we want to help that pain and inflammation pattern to help your joints. And then we also put rose quartz frequencies in there, because that really helps to heal and release toxins and calcifications in your body. And so we want to be able to open up and help the joints to be free and to move more. So we put the frequencies of rose quartz in there. We also put the frequency of malic acid in there, because that will really help muscle fatigue and to loosen up everything so that you can function properly. And then we put frequencies in there of nanobacterium, which are going to help if you have any like organisms, like tiny organisms or bacteria or different things in your joints that can actually be causing the pain and the inflammation from the joints. It's going to help that. And then we put garnet in there, which is another one of the gems that will help with pain and inflammation, and just helps your joints and decreases pain in your joints. And so that's kind of what we've put in the joint pain one, and it's different than the pain and inflammation. So we tell people, either use both of them, try one, try the other, alternate them, because they are different. Even though they both have frequencies that deal with pain and inflammation, they're different enough that they work completely different.
I have bone and bone in both of my hips, and I use the joint pain one, and I am so much more flexible
Oh, wow.
using the joint pain one. And I find that more with the joint pain than the pain and inflammation. But I really don't have any pain and inflammation because the inflammation's gone because I've been using these for a while. But that has really made a difference for me.
That's great.
Let's talk about energy.
Well, the energy is another really nice one. And people don't always think, they think, oh, I've got energy and I can get up through the day and I can do things. These are great. Once again, if you're doing a conference and you're tired or you have a long day at work, it'll really help you without being, a 3-hour shot or an energy drink. It naturally gives your body the frequencies to metabolize and to make the energy that it needs. So there's the frequencies of acetyl L-carnitine in there, which are going to help to improve the energy in your system in a natural way. And then we also have frequencies in there to help the Krebs cycle support. And the Krebs cycle is something that your cells do. And as you digest your food, your cells turn that food into energy. And so when your Krebs cycle is working more efficiently, that helps to turn that food into energy. So we put frequencies in there that are going to help the Krebs cycle. Then we also put frequencies of cell enzymes in there, which are going to help to break down your food so that it will get into your cells and give you energy without being disruptive enough. And then there's frequencies in there of ginseng, I almost couldn't say that, which helps with energy management in your system. And then ginkgo biloba, which a lot of people think is just for brain energy, but it also increases the energy in your system, and it supports cell reproduction. And there's just a lot of really good benefits in it. So those are just some of the frequencies that we've put in the energy patch. And that is one of them that we suggest that if you notice that you have a problem sleeping, that you take the patch off. Some people need to take it off, some don't. But that's one of them that you might want to take off at night.
Yeah, somebody posted
Yeah, we've
that.
had a couple people say that. And I'm one of those people that say, oh, I always have enough energy. But when we took a trip, it was a 14-hour drive and we got up in the middle of the night to leave. And oh my gosh, so we got up at 4 a.m. and by 10 o'clock we were both yawning, and Joshua said, keep me awake, Mom. And I'm going, well, keep me awake too. And then I remembered I had energy patches in my purse because we were going up to do a lecture and I had all of them. We were going to talk about them. And I put an energy patch on Josh and I put an energy patch on me. And it was like 10 minutes. And we both looked at each other and went, oh my gosh, do you feel that? And we were alert and awake for the whole rest of the trip, safely driving. And we've got a lot of truck drivers that use these. And what they do is they'll put one of the patches on a business card and stick it in their breast pocket on their left side and drive with it all day. And then when they pull over at night, they'll take it out of their pocket. And somebody said, yeah, but if you put it on and then you take it off, it doesn't stick. Right. That's why you would put it on a card like that. But you can always put a Band-Aid over it, or a woman, you can always stick it in your bra. There's always a way around it. And I find if I've taken one off for whatever reason, and I put it in my bra, it sticks after that, but that's one that now I don't have any problem sleeping when I've got an energy patch on, but some people do. So
I'm one of them that do.
Yeah.
I actually went to a conference and I wasn't feeling good. And I thought, oh, I'm going to have a long day, so I should put an energy patch on. And I put it on and forgot about it. And I went to bed that night totally forgot that I had an energy patch on, and I was still tossing and turning at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. And I was thinking, oh, I've got such a long day tomorrow. I need to get sleep and I'm tired. And I knew, if I was going to feel better, I needed sleep, and I just could not get to sleep. And later the next afternoon, it dawned on me I had an energy patch on, and that's
Well,
why I wasn't able to sleep.
well, let's
So I
talk
know
about
that
the
one from,
sleep. Let's talk about the
I-
sleep patches.
all right. The sleep patches, you can wear them on your body, but one of the things that we um, recommend that you do is actually put them on your pillow. And what I do is I just cut them off of the little backing. I leave
Yeah,
the backing on it, and I just
let me
throw them in
show.
my pillowcase.
Yeah, they come like this. Now this is one that's almost, yeah. So you just cut it off of there. So you don't have any sticky, because you don't want to stick it
Yeah.
on your pillow. Then you'll have
Yeah.
a hard time getting it off. So just cut it off and stick it in your pillowcase. And these
Yeah.
last longer than 3 days. All of these last 3 days, but this one, you want to tell them about?
Yeah, that one, because you're only dealing with it at night, that you have it, unless you're somebody that's in bed, bedridden or something, then it would not last as long. But as long as it's just, somebody that goes to bed at night, gets up during the day, the patch will actually last for 6 nights. So the 30-day supply is actually for 2 people, which is really nice that it lasts a little bit longer. And that's what, put it in your um cut it off, put it in your pillow, and forget about it for 3 days. And it's really nice. And what it does is it naturally stimulates your body to fall asleep naturally, to go into all of the different realms of sleep. And, if you're a light sleeper and you need to get into that deeper sleep, it will really help you to get into the deeper sleep, but it's going to naturally stimulate your body. So, what it does is it gives your body all of the good frequencies, and then your body can pick and choose what it wants. And as you're falling into sleep, it's reminding your body of the frequencies it needs to get into the deep sleep. There's also frequencies of melatonin in it, because that's a really good one to just help people to calm down and to go to sleep. Frequencies that are going to help you unwind, just kind of relax, get into that deep sleep. There's the different REMs of sleep, frequencies of that. And that's your rapid eye movement, where it's the really deep healing sleep that you want to get into every night. And then we have frequencies that are going to help insomnia, frequencies that are going to help to fight fatigue, so that when you wake up in the morning, you're going to feel like you had a good night's sleep and you're really rested. And it also, we put frequencies in there that are going to help with a proper sleep life balance. So it's going to help you to have that, not sit up in night and toss and turn, but be able to go to bed, go to sleep, wake up in the next day, and, be productive and get what you need to do. And a couple other things people don't always think about when you're traveling. This one is great to take with you when you get into a hotel. And a lot of us don't sleep well when we first get into a hotel. It will really help that. It also helps with jet lag. And it also will help, especially in the wintertime, with people that have a lack of daylight. There's frequencies in there that are really going to help with that. So it's just a really nice one to help remind your system how to fall asleep, how to stay asleep, and just to get up the next day and be productive because you feel like you've had a good night's sleep.
My grandsons, 3 and 4, got big boy beds, and then they couldn't stay in their bed. And these patches were a godsend to put in their pillowcase. These work.
Someone's asking, what activates them if you don't take the back off? The patches are activated when they enter your energy field. So you don't have to take the back off of them. They don't have to be sticking to you. You could put them on a business. The way I wear the energy one is I put it on a business card and stick it in my shirt pocket. And that way, when I get to where I'm going, I don't need it anymore. I take it off and put it by the bed. So it doesn't have to stick to you. And they start when they're introduced to a person's energy field.
So another one that we haven't talked about is allergies.
You're right. The allergy is another really popular one that we have. And the allergy one helps a lot of different things. It will help with food and environmental allergies. And a lot of times people don't realize that you can have food allergies that will take 4 days before they show up. And so if you ate something, and people think of the larger things, they think, oh, something bothered me. I had a hamburger for dinner and now I noticed something. It must be, is it the hamburger? Is it the cheese? Is it one of the condiments? Well, it could be one of the spices that's in it. So what the allergy one does is help your body to not have a reaction in the sensitivity and the inflammation that it has to the different foods to kind of help calm your food allergies down. It also helps with environmental allergies when you have, hay fever, or sometimes people that have asthma have a real benefit from it because it will help with the inflammation and to, reduce the allergies, which can cause them to have trouble breathing. And so that's just a really nice one for that. We find that one is really popular, especially in the spring and the fall when people are dealing with the environmental allergies and the food allergies. And so there's just a lot of different frequencies in there. There's frequencies of histamine in there that's going to help to calm it down so that you don't have to, go to the drugstore and take the latest thing or your favorite. You can just put a patch on and will help. There's frequencies to help with itchy eyes, watery eyes, sinus issues, because a lot of people have that with allergies. There is some digestive frequencies in there again to help with the food allergies. And there's the iHercules frequencies again. So it just makes it a one of a kind patch that it kind of, whatever allergy you're suffering from, you can really get benefit from it.
Oh, I want to say, there's a $2.99 package of eye patches where you get 4. I want to just tell you pricing on these. One package is $89, 4 for $2.99, 8 of them for $5.98, and you can pick and choose on these now. So yay, we're really happy about that. So male and female vitality, these ones really interest me, and I've been recommending them to a lot of people. So let's talk about those. I know there's totally different things in those packages, but they are 4 very similar issues.
They're similar, but they're different.
Yeah, they are, just as men and women are similar but different.
Yep.
The male hormone is what it is doing is it's balancing your body's production of testosterone and estrogen, because obviously all human beings surprisingly have both testosterone and estrogen in them. It's just the balance of them that work different for men and for women. But for us guys, it'll help build up the testosterone that you're not producing as much, and therefore it'll help with all the problems that you associate with lack of testosterone, from loss of muscle mass to energy to sleep to performance issues. So all those will be helped if you use that patch.
And obviously there's some frequencies that we've put in both of them that are, obviously different frequencies because a male system needs it differently than what a female system needs. But we've put frequencies in both of them that are going to help to balance the hormones. And what I like to equate it to is it's kind of like, your computer. As you can use your computer and sometimes you just don't know and it just freezes up and you don't know why. And so you reboot it and all of a sudden everything works. So that's kind of what the patches do, is the energy will go into your system and it will reboot it because your body already knows how and what to do. It just needs to be reminded. And so that's one of the all the patches do it, but the hormone patch goes down to your hormone system. So if you're a 18-year-old male who has plenty of testosterone but might have some other issues, the patch isn't going to give him more testosterone. He doesn't need it.
Yeah.
But if you're a 65-year-old male who does need more testosterone and needs more of the hormones because he's aging, then his body is going to be stimulated to produce those. So it doesn't matter what age the person is, and it goes the same with a female. If you have someone who's 16 that's dealing with PMS, or you have somebody that's 65 that's dealing with hot flashes, they both can put the same patch on. And because of where they're at, their body knows it's going to properly give them and bathe them in the proper hormones to naturally stimulate their body to make the right amount of hormones. And so that's why these patches are so nice. If someone goes and gets bioidentical hormones, they do a blood test and they say, okay, this is, that's a point in time. They say, this is what you need. They'll give it to you for 3 months and then you come back. Well, your body's changing
Every second.
in the next hour, you're not going to have the same exact system that you had before. And so the patches are going to naturally stimulate exactly where you're at. So you don't have to wait 3 months to say, oh, I need to change it. I don't feel good or whatever. It's really going to help. And as far as the one for the females, it really helps people with their memory and hot flashes and PMS and just a whole array of things that will help just to balance their hormones. A lot of women get headaches because their hormones are out of balance. And so this will just naturally stimulate your body to make the proper hormones. It also, for the female, one can relieve the symptoms of menopause. It balances naturally your cortisol, your estrogen, your progesterone. We live kind of in an estrogen dominant society, and it will help to make the other hormones so that that levels off a little bit more. It also is a great one to use with the weight loss appetite suppressant because it promotes healthy weight loss and can curb your hunger from getting your hormones properly regulated. And it also can help your sleep. So it's another great one to use with the sleep patch because it will work in conjunction with it. And really, when you get your hormones balanced, help you to sleep. Helps with irritability, being crabby, and it just can help with your stress. There's just so many things that we don't realize that our hormones are going to balance. And when we get our hormones balanced, so much other things in our body come into balance. And so we've targeted in the male and in the female specifically what each one needs to complement them so that whatever age they're at, it's going to stimulate their body to work properly and to enhance their life.
All right. Well, we are so grateful to you, and we will do this again. But thank you so much for
very
coming.
honored to be here, to be a part of this incredible company with this incredible product.
And we are so honored to have these products and to be able to share them. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to share them in a bigger way.
So you're welcome. And now you can go international and just share them with everyone. It's just very exciting.
So excited.
We're excited for the company.
We are too.
Thank you so much,
everybody. Blessings. Have a wonderful, wonderful week.
Be blessed.
Patch somebody. They got a problem, patch it up. See you next time.
Good night.
Good night, everybody.